Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode, another session of Twitch Plays Live Blood on the Wind, our Nashville-based Vampire the Masquerade game. I'm going to give a few minutes here so everybody can tell me if you can hear me, see us both on the screen, because unfortunately Az can't see me for some reason.
Yay! Hi, everybody.
All right. We sound good. We look good. And that's what's most important. Hi, I'm Huddy. I'm World of Darkness Community Ambassador. Happy Month of Darkness. I'm your storyteller and your proxy character controller for this evening. And tonight we are joined by a special guest. Would you like to introduce who you are and who you're playing for us this evening?
Absolutely. Hi, I'm Az, or As I Was on the social media, because I think I'm funny. I am the previous intern over at the Rolling Nomads, also known as the Operations Manager. So if you're looking for me over on Discord, that's where you can find me. And today I will be playing Brandy James, Baron of Nashville.
Baron of Nashville. Yeah. All right, chat. Baron. If you all are ready, let's recap our vampire story so far. So, as the courier entered into Nashville, they were met with not only extreme hunger that led to the final death of the stake Tremere in their equipment roster, but with a gaggle of bikers who attempted to rob them and threatened them with various acts of violence. However, a broken biker arm and a sustained gunshot wound caused the courier to shape change into a small wolf, effectively sending the bikers screaming out into the streets of Nashville. Between healing our aggravated damage as much as we could and utilizing our disciplines, we ended up all the way back at Hunger 4, where we had begun the night lamenting the loss of our tasty Tremere. But we were here in Nashville for a reason, and that reason was to meet with the prince of the city, a toreador named Troy Duvall, who proved to be a most gracious, amicable, and accommodating host. He very willingly offered us the vitae of his child as a down payment of our services. Our services being to deliver a sealed peace treaty to the Baron of Nashville, someone named Brandy. On our leaving the Prince's Elysium, his child Harper, the one we fed off of, begged us to give her the message rather than deliver it to the Baron. Maybe it was the minor blood bond we had from feeding on her vitae. Maybe we were smitten with her angelic appearance, but we agreed to her request and handed the message over in promise of a major boon on her behalf to be granted the following night. So we spent our time in Nashville, keeping a low profile, reorganizing our plushies, and on the lookout for those bikers in case they came back. Finding a rest stop just on the city limits to park for the day. Now we wake to our second night here. We went to the day sleep at 2 hunger, so let's do our evening rouse check. And there we go. Rouse check is a success, so we are still at 2 hunger. Now, we could go stalking the night for some prey for just a quick drink. We could look for a human at the risk of our humanity, or we could look for a stray kindred that we hope no one would care if they went missing. And I saw a poll go up, but I wasn't reading it, paying attention. What
we are
was the
currently
poll?
making guesses on whether or not the character will meet final death tonight.
Oh, well, that's... No, we have 1 episode to do after this. I gotta keep, I gotta attempt to keep you alive. I can't really, though. If Baron Brandy wants to take us down. Not too much we could do about that. I would like to do that, yes. Which button is that? I'm gonna view our... No, not that. That's a little open my... There we go. Open our character sheet here real quick. I think what we should have called this, instead of Twitch Plays, is we should have said, make Huddy make all the worst decisions. Now, anyone who watches me stream all of the games, the visual novels, and the Choice of games, always is the choice to make me have the worst decision. Make me make the worst choice. And that seems to be a trend carrying over into Twitch Plays. Make Huddy suffer is what we're going to call the next session, or the final session. Look for a kindred. All right. Well, we need to roll our wits and awareness for that. And the difficulty for that would be much lower if we were looking for a person. But since we're not looking for a person, the difficulty is going to be much, much higher. So we have 3 wits and Oops, I went the wrong way. 3 wits and 1 awareness with 2 hunger. So that gives us 2 hunger dice and 2 vampire dice. No, that gives us... Yes, I'm correct.
Yeah.
Let me do it. All right, so we have 0 successes on our vampire dice and only 1 success on our hunger dice. Unfortunately, that is not enough to find a kindred with only 1 success. So we are going to hold on to our 2 hunger for this evening. As we traverse around the city of Nashville, or the outskirts rather, as we parked outside of it, we head back into our RV, push some more plushies out of the way. We take a different plushie and put the plushie up in the front and buckle them in, as is our tradition. And we head back into Music City. And we park right outside Centennial Park, right exactly where the Elysium happened before. We're still waiting for the Prince's Child to come back with something. We gave her the message that we were supposed to deliver to the Baron, and at the moment we're just, pardon the language, but we're just sitting around with our genitalia in our hands. And so we sit there and we wait, and eventually someone does come along. Someone knocks on our RV. We take a little look-see through the window. Oh, I see my name in the chat. Yes. We don't have it. Yes, there is no... Yes, this isn't like a demi-plane where you can get an extra link to it. There is no extra link for it at the moment. That might be something that's coming up with Alchemy. Yes, sorry. So, we... look out our window, we pull the shade so we can look out the driver's side window, and we see a very handsome man waiting for us there. He has dark hair and dark eyes and a full dark beard, wearing a very snappy suit, and he's wearing something on his lapel. He's wearing a pin that looks like a bloody handprint, you think. It's gold and red. And he smiles at us through the window, and I guess the next question, chat, is do we greet this stranger with a cordial approach befitting the Samitsi, or do we treat him with suspicion? Sitting around with junk in your hands has a different ring when you're a Samitsi. It is why I chose that particular vernacular. Seems sus, eat 'em? Maybe.
I mean...
The Baron would probably want to do that.
Guess we'll never know. No, we will.
Looks like cordial is going to win unless 20 people right now vote with suspicion.
Based on chat, it looks like cordially eating him, which means...
Yeah. It means 2 things.
It's 2 things.
Well, I'm going to take it as read that cordial is the name of the game. So, we get out of our driver's seat and we head over and open the small hatch to the RV, and he has made his way over from the window over to the RV door, and we smile at him pretty brightly, and we say, "Well, howdy, neighbor. What can I do you for?" Trying to pick up some of the vernacular of the South, hoping that this stranger will appreciate it. They don't seem to, but they don't lose that cordial smile. And he says, "I am terribly sorry that you were accosted by the Prince's Child last night. That was completely out of the decorum. The Prince offers their deepest apologies for such a breach of the contract made between the 2 of you." And out of his jacket, he pulls out the message. Still sealed. Still looking exactly as it had last night. And he holds it out to you, places it in your hands, and he says, "I do hope that you will continue on with what was agreed upon between you and Prince Duval, and you will deliver this post haste to the Baron of Nashville, to her chop shop on the outskirts of the city. And you say to him, is Harper okay? Did something happen, or does she need help or anything? And he just smiles brightly and broadly. It never breaks, it never wanes, it never waxes. And he just says, you get along now, courier. You have a lot to take care of for us tonight. And he begins walking back to the museum, which is where the Elysium is. Now the question is, he didn't introduce himself, and he didn't say if he has any position in court or his relation to the prince. So the question is, do we follow him back to Elysium, or do we proceed forth with our delivery?
Cast your votes now.
What do you think? What do you think, Brandy? Do you think he's trustworthy?
Look, okay. Bunch of people have been sent from the prince. Can't trust any of them, guys. You can't trust any of them.
Can you get a quick repeat? Yes, I'm actually going to my poll master. I'm actually gonna. I wrote this down for you earlier. I know we're cheating by me giving predetermined answers. Predetermined questions, rather, not answers. Can't predetermine the chat's answers. I'm not that clever.
We haven't had an Malkavian character yet, so no, we gotta.
the question being, are we being railroaded? No, it's because Outstar has to sit here and type everything up in fast succession, and I only give just like the barest minimum that I can anticipate of questions. But the question is to follow him back to Elysium or to proceed with the delivery. Chat is the Malkavian, exactly. Which is, I'm surprised we didn't pick Malkavian. I'm surprised Samitsi Bloodleech was the one. In all my anticipatory ponderings of this game, Samitsi Bloodleech was never the one that was going to come up. Never. My brain said proceed with the delivery to Elysium. I mean, you can vote for both, Outstar. It's totally fine.
The only one stopping you is you.
Yeah. Don't let your dreams be dreams. All right, proceed with the delivery. Okay. So, we, whoever this guy was is, that's not really our business. We don't really care. We're not planning on moving into Nashville or anything. And we would really like to get our reward for delivering this message. If Harper's not going to give it to us, now that the man is gone, he has a name, I promise, and I'll try not to say it because you don't know it. Now that the man is gone, you do have sort of a moment where you sit behind the wheel and you turn the ignition over and you realize that that very minor blood bond you received from Harper, you don't feel it anymore. And you're pretty used to getting these little minor blood bonds. You are someone who feeds almost exclusively as much as possible off of vampire vitae, and you don't feel it. So that's weird. But we're moving on with the delivery. And you head out into the streets. It's a chop shop, the location. The prince did include the address on top of the envelope, so you can find it pretty easily. All right, then, moving on. Yeah, well, you didn't want to follow him, so, we're moving on. And you head out and head back to the outskirts. Not the same outskirts where you slept the day sleep, but different outskirts, sort of on the opposite end of town. And you head out. It's pretty low lit here, as if it's not really well maintained. And you see someone just straight in the middle of the road. Just standing there. The headlights, you have to turn on your brights because it's so dim here. So you can't really make out anything about them that seems to be facial features, if they seem to be in distress. You can't make out any of those features. So the question I will ask you is, do you stop as they're standing dead in the road. Do you attempt to go around them, or do you go through them? She probably had it coming, probably. I'm sure she wasn't doing anything.
She had it coming.
I'm sure she had no positive intentions. Vampires never do.
What? Selfish blood-drinking monsters? In my vampire game?
In my Christian vampire game? Is it obvious that Az and I chit-chat a lot? Is that obvious?
This is the first time we've ever
But
spoken.
we've never met before.
No.
Do you sense a drive check coming on? I'll ask you kindly not to look at my notes anymore.
It's the only way I was through.
That means two things.
Yep.
Absolutely, don't let a low poll stop you from voting for it. You never know.
Weirder things have happened.
Weirder things have happened,
Just
especially in
Reddit
my
streets.
games. That's on the streets of Nashville.
Someone will write a country song about it soon.
Yeah, maybe Baron Brandy will write it. We are neck and neck. Attempt to go around them. Well, that's a driving check, right? So we're going to roll our dexterity, which is 3. That's not terrible. And we have great drive. 4. That's 7 dice. So let's put our 2 hunger dice in there and 5 regular dice. This can only go well. Our drive is fantastic, actually. We are an incredible driver.
We're so good. You guys are doing great.
We rolled 4 successes with a possible bestial failure. So, I would say to go around them would only be 3 successes needed, so that bestial isn't going to be a bestial. Got very, very lucky. But you see them, you come up real close to them, and so we're just only with a margin of 1. You barely skirt around them. You squeak on the streets, and you almost tip your RV, and you do have to stop. Because if you keep going this way and trying to rapidly turn back onto the road straight, you are going to flip. So you slam on the brakes as you go around whoever this was. And the person that you went around doesn't seem to care. They didn't try and get out of the way of the car. They haven't even turned around, you don't think, as you look at them through the rear view mirror. And that's when something lands on the top of the hood of your car. And it seems to be a person absolutely covered in blood. They are looking at you with feral eyes and fangs and claws. And they reach back with the fist and they punch your windshield, and they do crack it. You look through the rearview mirror again, you see the person who was standing in the road is racing at you full tilt at full speed, and you hear someone else land on your roof. So this is going to be an open-ended question. His combat is a little bit difficult to try and give you, like, certain things you can do. So I need to know, and I'll take the first person after a few minutes. What is it that you would like to do? And I will throw out some examples while I wait. You could put the car in gear, attempt to go forward. You could put the car in reverse and attempt to go back. You could, and to remind us of our disciplines here, we have cloud memory, vicissitude, eyes of the beast, and shape change. We could shape change into that wolf again, attempt to get, break through the windshield as the person's trying to break through the windshield, run away. There's lots of things that we could do. We could throw plushies at them. Anything that you want to do, you tell me what you want to do. Shake and bake, baby. Yeah. Shapeshift into something that can fly into the night? Maybe. It's time to go all NASCAR in this hizzy. Well, I think that is my favorite response out of everything that I've read. So the poll becomes, do we throw the RV in reverse, or do we throw the RV forward? Are we attempting to run over the person that we just dodged, or are we attempting to knock the person off who's on top of the car? Either way, the windshield person might come off. We'll see. So forward or reverse?
Either way, we gotta save them plushies.
Yeah, either way, it's the plushies. So that's the second poll, that if Outstar can put up a second poll. Do we go forward or do we go back? Is the poll. They brought it upon themselves? Well, they did, but I wonder who they are and why.
Run him down for the plushies.
Don't ask questions, just run people over.
Yeah.
We have a delivery. We go by the old Domino's rule. 30 minutes or it's free. Is that too out of reference? Am I too old to make for anyone to get that reference?
I'm not the one to ask, but I'm excited to see the chat's answers so we can feel super.
I know you are very young and you don't remember what it used to be like, where if you didn't get your pizza in 30 minutes, you got it for free. You're too young to remember that. We can go forward while throwing plushies, right? Sure. Outstar, anything you want to add to the poll, like throwing plushies at them, I'm here for it. Call me Domino's, 30 minutes or less. Go forward. All right, so let us make our second drive roll. This time we're going to because we are actively being attacked, instead of a dexterity, we're going to make it a composure. Woohoo! So let's go down to our composure. I scrolled too far because I'm nervous. I don't know what's going to happen. 6 dice. 2 hunger dice, and 4 regular dice. Doom. Same roll. We got 4 successes. No, I'm sorry, not the same roll. We got 2 failures, 4 successes. No, same roll. Possible best roll 4, but again, I was only looking for 3. So we. Our car's already turned over. We put our foot on the gas and we attempt to go forward. The person on the windshield holds on. They've gotten their hand halfway into the windshield, so they are actually holding on. But the person who was on the roof, you hear them tumble off, and the person who was chasing us at full tilt does get a significant amount away. But the person is still on through the windshield, and they are actually going to break through the windshield and start crawling into the car right in front of us. Can we do anything to bump up our stuff? If, for example, I would roll a willpower if we really roll really poorly. We would just have 1 dice to re-roll. If you want to have me make a rouse check, I'll have that included in the next poll to also do a rouse check. So the person is going to actually break in through the windshield. It's a woman with very wild eyes, feral eyes. She has long fangs and just completely messy hair. And she's crawling into the car through the broken glass. She's getting all torn up and not actively bleeding, but she is cutting herself on the glass. From just that, you can deduce that she's kindred. So here's the question now. Do you slam on the brakes and attempt to get her to fall off of the car? Or do we go in for a bite attack and attempt to drain her right here? Either way, we'll have to stop the car, but one of those things might be more beneficial than the other. Break so she'll fall, or grab her and start drinking.
This could be the chance for romance. Outstar right. Now kiss.
Either we break, B-R-A-K-E, break the car, meaning stop the car, and see if they fall out from the windshield, or we grab them and attempt to drain them. They definitely seem like someone who wants to negotiate at this point. You're right.
Maybe they're also just a little hangry.
Mm-hmm.
We've all been there. Who hasn't broke through a windshield to try and eat somebody once in their life? I can't even pull that.
Yeah. You have no idea how many times I keep clicking this microphone so that I don't go off. It keeps go. What's funny is last time it kept going off in Alchemy. Now it keeps going off in my OBS. It can't decide, so I keep clicking it because it keeps deactivating.
Look, it's not a honey game without.
I know because I'm an actual Lathombra. Grab them and drain them. All right. Strength and Brawl is not our specialty, so this is going to be really fun. This is a moment, not when we have 7 dice at our disposal, but this is a moment. We have 0 Brawl and 1 Strength, so this is a moment I would say let's do a Rouse check. Let's risk the hunger to get 2 extra dice. We get hungrier, which might be beneficial. We're at 3 hunger, so let's see if this helps us at all. We only have 1. We actually have no regular dice to roll here. We have only hunger dice. So here we go. This can only go well.
So good.
2 successes, 1 failure. That's actually not a terrible roll. But for the baddie, who is at a disadvantage, and again, as I said, you could go into the NPCs. Up here, I'm going to show it to you. I have tested this out before. If I do this, everything is going to go wonky because I'm playing as Outstar right now. And it's going to reset everything, and I don't want that to happen because that would make me upset. But for this young lady who's currently breaking in, she has a little bit higher Dex Athletics. She's at a disadvantage, and she actually rolled like garbage. So you grab onto her. 2 to 2. You attempt to bite into her. You can't quite reach her, but you are entangled with her in this moment over the steering wheel, and you hear the sound of the horn just blaring. And you know that you're stopping slowly. You have your foot on the brake to slowly be stopping in order to grab her. And you know that there are 2 other vampires, maybe hunters, who are coming after you in quick succession. Don't reset me. And that's when you see headlights coming straight at you, but it's not 2 headlights, it's just 1 headlight. And from your vantage point in the car, you can make out pretty much who is on this motorcycle that's coming right at you. And it quickly becomes apparent that they are stunt riding this motorcycle. They aren't riding it regular, they're standing on top of it. And Baron Brandy, would you like to tell me exactly what you're doing as you come upon the scene of searching for the person who broke your buddy's arm, and you come across this scene of a fight?
Look, it has been a long few nights. I have had it up to here with this nonsense, especially with the prince and his little lackeys.
Mm-hmm.
I just want one thing to go right, but I'm going to make a show of it, because they're going to remember who we are. So as she's on her bike, at this point it doesn't really matter if this bike gets messed up because it's already been stolen. But see,
can you eat the mic a little bit, Az?
We're gonna eat the mic.
Mm-hmm.
This is better. This is way better.
It's way better.
Sick. Me and Alchemy have been fighting with Mike all day.
It's true.
So, no, it doesn't matter if this bike gets broken. What matters is someone gets broken for what happened to my friend.
Mm-hmm. Now, as you approach the scene and you see whoever is driving it, this must be this person in the RV that your group told you about, your crew told you about. You see that they're wrestling with kindred that you know immediately who they are. You don't know them personally, but you do know that there have been, your guys have spotted some sort of cane hanging around the downtown area.
No, I'm not dealing with any of this. I'm gonna take and have my bike go straight for the RV,
mm-hmm.
and then use fleetness and jump on top of the RV.
Perfect. So you're gonna just let that go. So Now, Az's least favorite thing, you can make me a roll of dexterity and athletics and add your dice in celerity.
Oh, yeah, dex and athletics and a honey game?
And a rouse check as well.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't have to do the 3 rouse checks. Just the one?
Just the one. Yeah.
Okay. All right, we're just going to do the one rouse check.
Those are special for one shots.
Okay.
Oh, you get hungrier, so let's put you at 2 hunger.
2 hunger, so that is 2 hunger die.
Mm-hmm.
And we were doing dex, athletics, and celerity?
Plus the dice in your celerity.
Hell yeah, okay. Ba-ba-ba-ba. Athletics and my celerity.
Well, Baron, we call that a messy critical. So you're absolutely going to do the thing that you want to do. But it's going to come at a very strange cost. So you are doing your stunt work. You're thinking you're going to roll up on this RV and really give them a show before you beat the living tar out of them. And instead you come across the Sabbat in your town. It's bad enough you get the prince in your town, and now you have the Sabbat. So you make sure that this motorcycle is going as fast as it possibly can as you balance on top of it. And you pull out your sawed-off shotgun from under your jacket, and you let it rip. You let that bike roll up onto this RV. And it takes out this person who is attempting to grapple with the RV owner. And the RV owner just barely gets out of the way as it goes right through their RV. And instead of landing onto the top of the RV like you want to, instead you're going to land right on your bike as it rips through this RV and renders it practically useless. And as you land back on your bike, you are unfortunately going to run into 2 more Sabbat coming right at you. And one of them has a lead pipe and is going to crack you and knock you off of your bike. And you can take 2 points of superficial damage for that.
Okay.
Us, the courier, we have barely escaped, but we have no choice now but to quote-unquote abandon ship out onto the pavement. We can stop the RV, but for sure we're not driving it anywhere anytime soon. Now there's still 2 of these people here, not including the person on the bike. So the question is do we flee the scene, or do we engage further and attempt to get something to eat as we are getting hungrier by the moment? Flee or feed?
You know in your heart what you want. The
one that the Baron took out is at the moment in torpor. They got smashed with a bike. They're not standing up tonight. So that's an easy feed, but it'll take time. While we wait for that decision, Brandy, you've just got cracked across the face with a lead pipe. Did you show up alone, or did you bring any of your entourage?
Given what the prince has been up to these past few nights, and with the rumors of the Sabbat, which have now been confirmed, definitely wouldn't have gone alone. At least 3 of her crew.
So as you get cracked and you hit the pavement and your bike goes off, you look up to see where your bike is gone. It doesn't look actually that as damaged as it should, but you do great work at the chop shop, so also not a surprise. And you look up and you see 3 more lights from motorcycles, and you can hear the motorcycles coming your way. The Sabbat, the one with the lead pipe, and the one who has an Uzi, decides to run. They decide not to engage further. They see that they're outnumbered, and they do flee. And your crew grabs onto your bike and stands it upright for you. We feed. Perfect. This kindred isn't going to offer any resistance to us, but the question becomes, do we diablerize or not? Now, I've asked this question before, and the answer was no. But what about now? They attacked us. They didn't render our RV useless, but they did break our windshield. Either way, we will end up at 0 hunger, but do we do the diablerie? Twitch is being twitchy for me as well. I keep having to refresh myself. That's why if you see me looking down, it's because that's what I'm doing.
Yep.
It's happening for me too.
We're all in this together.
We are all in this together. We're in the game together, and we're in bad reality together. Yes, some of the people in the chat already know what their answer is for Diablo. We are at 50-50. We are at 50-50. Someone needs to vote. We are at 50-50. If no one votes, I do have a coin. I have €1 sitting on my desk. I will flip. Oh.
It shifted.
It's at 50-50. Poll closed. 50-50. All right. Actually, I don't need to flip a coin. I don't know why I would do that. That would just make too much noise. I will roll a dice. I will roll 1 regular dice, and we will find out. The answer is no. Success is yes. Failure is no. The answer is no. We don't diablerize, but we do clear our hunger down to hunger 0. I would toss a coin. I did actually have a coin for this reason. I had a thought maybe at some point there would be a 50-50 poll, but then in the moment I'm like, why would I do that? It would just be loud and clatter all over my desk, and I hate that. I hate that so much. So you feed this woman, and she's delicious. You can taste the kindred vitae. You can taste feralness to her blood, as I kept mentioning. You are a connoisseur at this point of vitae, and you think maybe at one point she was a gangrel. No, whatever she is now. Baron, at this point, you come across, you have your bike back. It's a little damaged, and one of the wheels is a little bent. It could use some extra work, but you know in general that you can use this bike as a projectile, and it will survive. You've ruined this person's RV, and you see that right now they are feeding off of this vampire, and they have finished. This vampire will never rise again.
Well, ain't that interesting? Hi there, sugar. How's your night going? And she's gonna have her shotgun out.
Now that we are at 0 hunger, I need to say, before the Baron shoots us, if the Baron does shoot us, we are still at 1 aggravated damage. I meant to mention this before, but I forgot. If we could get a poll really quick, if we want to heal our aggravated damage, that's 3 rouse checks, if we want to heal our aggravated damage or not. I did forget that. I just saw our health bar.
Yes, it's not looking...
Because we only have 4 health and we have 1 ag damage left. Whoops.
Oh no.
Poll is yes or no to healing before the Baron shoots us in the face. That's a poll that went in one direction really quickly. Only 4? Yeah, we only have 4, unfortunately. Alright, so that's 3 rouse checks. Here we go. 1, 2, 3 rouse checks. And we only got 1 success, so we were at 0 hunger. Now we are at 2 hunger. That didn't last long, but it was nice for the 5 seconds it lasted. And now we are back to 4 hunger. We're all good now. Or however this thing does it properly. I don't know. I always do it whichever way I feel like that. Is that correct? No? Yes? Perhaps? I don't know. I don't know how to do it. Even in my own sheets, I don't do it right. I do it however I feel like at the time I'm playing. But we are at full health, just so you know. And the Baron is holding a shotgun down to our face. So then the next question becomes is, are we cordial or are we angry? Or we can do the 3 for. We can do cordial, angry, or sarcastic. We drank her totally dry. We drank her dry. We don't have anywhere to keep a Nutrimere replacement right now, Doggy Musher. The Baron ruined our RV.
I would say I'm sorry, but I'm not.
I know. Just Just get it a quick heal before the buckshot reaches our face. Hang on. I just had one payment left to retire.
Just give me a moment.
Yeah. What's again? And I'm sure everything was on the up and up with that RV. I'm sure we had insurance, and I'm sure we took it in to get checked and got I can't remember what you call it anymore. State inspection. I'm sure we did all those things.
Yeah, definitely registered.
Oh yes, for sure. For sure.
We totally have a license.
Sarcastic. The courier, who is now healed and just got hungry again, frustratingly looks at their RV and all their plushies spilled out onto the highway here, or the back road here, and he just says, well, I heard that Nashville was full of colorful characters, but don't you belong on a stage somewhere and not ripping a bike through my fucking RV?
So that's Baron brandy to you, and that's brandy with a Y, not with an I? Like the liquor, not like a stripper. If I wanted to dance for people's entertainment, I would have joined the Camarilla.
You're the Baron?
I don't like repeating myself. So, you have 2 seconds to get the hell out of my city. It's bad enough you broke one of my guys' arms, now you're dragging these things into it.
Hold on. 1, I would love to get out of the city. 2, word on the street is it's not your city. 3, I have a letter for you from the Prince of Nashville. But, I'm not feeling super a lot like delivering it to you right now because I can't leave because you ruined my RV.
No. You are with the Camarilla, obviously. You're not one of mine. And based on what you did to that nice lady over there, you're not one of theirs.
I don't belong to nobody. I belong to the open road.
Well, isn't that sweet?
Can I get my stuff?
What do you mean you have a what do you mean you have a letter? Is that stuck up prick trying to send somebody else after me again? Is it because of the statue?
I don't know anything. The statue? What did you do to her statue?
I heard it's customary to bring a present when you visit Elysium. Apparently C4 is not appreciated.
The prince, he told me about you. He said that you were a loose cannon, a firecracker. And I'm starting to think that he's right.
Isn't that sweet?
In this letter is apparently a peace agreement.
With the tower? Are you kidding me? They don't want peace.
I don't really care what he wants or what you want. My job is to deliver it. But I'm not feeling a whole lot like delivering it right now because I have no way to leave this godforsaken city. So how about I make you a deal?
I'm listening, sugar.
You seem like you know your way around vehicles. Get my RV somewhere. You fix it for me. I'll do a favor for you.
And you'll get out. Or, hear me out. Based on how you've been talking about this gentleman and what I just saw you do, seems like the tower is not going to have you in very high graces. Why don't you help me send a present back to our lovely prince?
Can we have these negotiations not in the middle of the road?
Why? No one's going to come. There's an RV blocking the way.
Oh, you're very funny.
I have your RV towed and we'll talk back at my shop. Boys! And she's going to take and have them give people a call so we can get the RV towed back to the shop.
With absolutely no hesitation, they have already made a call because they already saw that it's salvageable enough that they could scrap it for parts. They had already called one of their guys to come. And you watch the courier spend a lot of time picking up all the plushies all over the highway. And it's kind of weird. I don't know how much Bruja Baron Brandy would have experience with Samitsi, but you see that these plushies are very, very special to this courier person. And they are picking them up and dusting them off, but it's weird. They're already dirty. But they seem to be dusting off road dust, which makes no sense to you, and gathering them very carefully and gently in their arms and placing them in various places of the now open RV. The RV basically has a scar running through the top of it from front to back.
It's just some body damage. It'll be fine. It's weird, though.
Your the pickup truck for your chop shop comes, and where do you ride? Do you ride your bike back? Do you put your bike in the back of the pickup truck as it hitches the RV and everything? Where do you ride?
She's gonna put her bike in the back of the truck, and then she doesn't want to take her eyes off of this courier, so she's gonna sit with them.
So you're going to sit with the courier in the cut open RV.
Yeah.
Perfect.
It's interesting. The plushie fascination.
Is there anything that you ask the courier while you two sit there in silence, and as they you notice when you get in there and you want to sit in the passenger side, there is a plushie that's buckled in. It's a big dolphin.
So I do have a question for you, Sugar. Is it the RV that you're mad about, or these collectibles?
You can be mad about two things at the same time.
That is entirely fair. It's just something I haven't seen before.
They're my things. I need my things.
Okay, you need your things. Did Mr. Troy take some of your things and that's why you're doing all this for him, or?
I hate to break it to you, Baron, was it? The world does not revolve around your little piece of of Nashville, of Tennessee. Not at all. I'm just here to do a job.
You're real mad about the plushies then. Okay. What did he say to you to get you to do this then? Just deliver a piece of paper? Seems like a waste of your time.
We have a poll going right now, so I need to see if I'm going to tell you the truth or not. We are really mad about the plushies. We are. Plushies. Look, I've been to a lot of places. I've traveled back and forth through this country. I don't even know how many times since my embrace. I don't care about your problems. I care about me and my stuff. And my stuff was in this RV. In very particular order, very particular way that I rotate them, and everything's ruined. And you ruined everything. And I have never hated any one of you pricks that think you run the show in any given city as much as I hate you at this very moment. And if one of them is missing when I do my count later...
Oh, that is so sweet. You count them? I mean, that's important, making sure that all your things are in order. None of your people are missing.
I'm guessing you don't have any dragons in your city.
No.
Well, congratulations. Honor to be your first.
So, you do understand, though, right, with your plushies, what you did to my...
Yeah, you mentioned that. The biker... They came and attacked me. I asked them, very politely, I might add, to leave. And then they wanted to get into my RV for me to pay a toll for being in Nashville.
You have to understand, humans need money to live.
I need money too. I need it for gas.
And you also have to understand the issues we're having in our city. You just met some of them. You roll through town, we don't know who you are. You're either one of them cammy fucks or some sword. Which now I just think you're caught in the middle of everything and feel bad for your stuffies.
Well, I appreciate that you actually feel bad about that. The two of you pull into your chop shop, Brandy. And here it's, everything smells exactly the way that you like it. The courier is less enthused. You can tell the look on their face. Everything smells like oil and rust. There's actively people working on cars, breaking down parts, welding things to other parts. And you do have an office in the back. And immediately you notice that the courier doesn't want to follow you to your office. They want to stay by their RV. And they are very seriously looking at your boys, who are immediately starting the repairs on it. And the courier is eyes darting to every single one of them, trying to comprehend what exactly it is that they're doing.
If you want your RV fixed, you're going to have to let them touch it.
Do I have to take out all my plushies? Are they going to get burnt by all this fire everywhere? How do you stand it in here?
So, you being around your plushies is me being at my shop. Does that make sense? That's comforting. This, not so much, but that is you. And I'm going to let you have that. But unless you want everyone to hear what we're talking about, and I personally don't, we're going to have to move away. Now, if you'd like, I can have them start ordering the parts and they can put a pause on it during our conversation. But you will be stuck here for more time.
I want to be there to watch, so I'm okay with that. Because I swear to God, I don't know what's going to happen if I lose my plushies. I really literally don't.
And I don't know what happens if I lose my guys. So, we have an understanding that you don't hurt my guys for repairing. They don't touch your plushies. Agreed?
Crystal clear.
So you have a letter from Troy.
You lead the courier back into your office. And back in your office, you have your big overstuffed leather chair that's well worn in. And your guy is here, Kyle, the one whose arm got broken. And he's not doing well. And you've noticed for a long time that he's not looking well. And you've let him use your office to sort of recuperate. He's laying on sort of this day bed that you have in there. It's old and it's ratty, but, it works. And he still look as sick as he did a few days ago. And, this can't be from the broken arm. He's been looking sick, and he doesn't look like he's getting any better.
You doing all right, Kyle? Or can I get you, what? Water?
And he looks up at you, and his eyes are completely rimmed in red. And when I say they're rimmed in red, I don't mean that he has bloodshot eyes. I mean around his pupil, where the color of his eyes should be, is red. And he says, "Oh, no, boss, I think I just need more rest is all."
I think we need to have someone look at you. Well, she's gonna kind of get closer, and
the courier pipes up and says, "I didn't do anything to his eyes. He looked sick. He had that around his eyes when he was at my RV. Just saying."
I don't know what this could be. I can call a doctor about it. Just try and get some rest. Please.
I don't mean to, be insensitive. Do you want your letter or not?
Yeah, let's see what this is like the third time he sent something like this. Haven't been nice enough to actually let anybody get through the door, so you're welcome.
The courier takes the letter out of their jacket, the canvas jacket that they're wearing, a deep pocket on the inside, and they pull it out. And I'm going to make a roll for the courier, and I need Brandy to make a roll as well. Now, Brandy, do you have any dots in occult?
Let's just take a little
Let's find out, because we do.
1!
Well, you can make me an intelligence, a wits and occult roll, and I'm going to make the same roll. Our wits is not terrible. We have 5 dice for this roll. We are at 2 hunger, though. And Brandy, if you want to rouse check, you certainly can. We're going to spend a willpower on this roll.
We're going to be spicy about it. Let's rouse the blood. Oh no.
Oh no, now you're at 3 hunger. Oh no, you're just like us. Well, there we go. That's 3 successes for us because we rolled 0 successes the first time.
Oh, I forgot to add my extra die. So she's at 1, so it's an extra.
Come on, Brandy. Come on,
Sorry.
Brandy. It's extra 2. Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Look it, let's go.
Look at you.
1 bestial failure.
Well, luckily for you, the courier is a little bit more in tune. Maybe it's because they had a Tremere staked for so long and were nibbling off of them for so long in the back of their car. But they look at the letter, they hand it to you, and it has a seal on it. And immediately the courier notices 2 things. I didn't roll a wits and awareness for the courier, but the courier notices 2 things. The symbol on the letter is the same symbol of that the man had on the lapel. And 2, when the letter is pulled out and is in closer proximity to Kyle, the biker whose arm we broke the other night, laying there, he suddenly starts moaning louder and groaning louder, and the red around his eyes starts growing larger. And so the courier sort of slips the note back in, and Kyle stops moaning and groaning quite so much, pulls it out, and he starts moaning and groaning again. And you're watching the courier doing this, unaware of why this is occurring.
Alright, I'm gonna need a little bit of an explanation, or you to leave the office if whatever you're doing is upsetting my man here.
I think I need a little bit of an explanation too. And he turns the letter around. Do you know what the symbol is? And it's a symbol of a bloody hand.
I don't think Brandy's ever run into that before.
Certainly not.
Yeah, she's young, dumb, and full of optimism and high-level explosives.
I want everyone in the chat to know that when I pitched the character to Az, that was my pitch. Young, dumb, and full of... And it wasn't optimism that I said.
No. And high-grade explosives. It's an important part.
No, you've certainly never seen this bloody hand symbol before. And you do notice that when it is in closer proximity to Kyle, Kyle starts looking and acting sicker. And the courier says, I saw this symbol on some person, like good looking, he had like big dark beard and dark hair and dark eyes. And as the courier describes what he looks like, you immediately recognize him as Mr. Rajani, the sheriff of Nashville.
Yeah, I know who that is.
Another Toreador.
Oh, God. We should burn all the rose gardens in this city. I think that would help a lot. Anyway, bye.
Look, I don't do this, okay? I don't get involved in the politics of the domains. But something feels wrong. There's a woman who came, her name's Harper. She tried to take this message from me, and I gave it to her. And I may have sampled her blood a little bit, that's neither here nor there. But now I don't feel that connection to her anymore. Not just because I drank that other person. I didn't feel it when I woke up the next day.
I'm sorry for your loss then. Well, not really. The whole blood bond thing, that's some Camarilla nonsense.
No, but
mostly.
But then I got the message back from that guy. And the symbol was on his
be-
lapel.
Yeah, that would be our lovely sheriff. Be a lot more handsome if he wasn't all tied up in that. Anyway, no, that's... I don't rightly know what's going on. This is my bag of tricks, but this is something that I can absolutely see Troy doing. I've never trusted that man. I've never come to the table with him.
Don't take this the wrong way. I'm not going to give you this letter. I'm not going to give you the letter. I don't know why. Maybe it's the dragon in me. Something feels wrong.
Keep saying dragon, and I'm just going to let you have that.
It's a very much... I'm going through a permanent mind phase. Like a toddler mind.
Yeah. Well, you can keep that as long as you keep it away from my guys. I honestly think you should send it back to the prince.
And here, chat, is where we come to our final poll. And I'm going to read it out to you because I wrote it down in the wrong place. The final poll is... Do we return to the prince alone? Do we return to the prince but ask Baron Brandy to come with us? Or do we attempt to open the message or the letter ourselves right now? This will determine this poll, will determine what the final session of Blood on the Wind is going to look like. Yes, here in Nashville, we don't run on Dunkins, we run on bad ideas.
It's true.
I'm so sorry, there's a character limit, of course. Return to pee with Brandy. That's perfect. That's perfect.
You know what? It works. Open the sarcophagus.
Yeah, open the sarcophagus. Yep. Do it. Do it. Okay, you want to attempt to open the message. Perfect.
Okay.
The courier looks at the Baron, holds the envelope open, and they slide their thumb under the seal and attempt to open it. And it's like sliding your thumb under a piece of steel. It doesn't make any sense in any realm of physics you've ever taken in school. This is a wax seal. That's what it feels like on the outside. But when you attempt to open it, it's as if it turns into cold, hard steel under your fingers. It is immovable. You look confused at the Baron and sort of walk over and grab a random errant wrench that's just sitting on a shelf in the Baron's office. And you take the wrench and you attempt to just slice the letter open in the sharpest part of the wrench you can find. And it does not tear the paper. And with that many successes, 4 successes in the occult roll that or 3 successes rather in the occult roll that we rolled, it's almost as if, and considering we know that the prince wanted Baron Brandy to receive this message, we are pretty convinced that only Baron Brandy could open this message. And if they did, we are mostly convinced something really bad will happen. So the question becomes, do we return to the prince with the message alone, or do we return to the prince with Baron Brandy? The pen is mightier than the sword. That is correct.
It's true.
You think we're just dominated to not open the letter? Maybe. I don't recall Vin making any rolls. last session.
All I can see is this poor Smeezy courier just beating this envelope with a wrench.
Yes, that is exactly what you see. You see the courier attempting every possible thing, including even putting it between their teeth and attempting to rip it open, and nothing works.
Yeah, we're just going to make sure that
they look as if they are the most incompetent kindred you've ever seen.
This is why they're all by themselves.
It is all yeah. Just them and their plushies. It looks like we want to return with the Baron. I'm sure the Baron will be easy to convince to go to the Prince. You watch the courier futilely attempt to open this, and it's almost, if it wasn't so sad, it would probably be funny. The courier looks at you very seriously and says, "Come with me. Back to Elysium."
Excuse me?
Courier holds the message out and walks over to Kyle and presses it against his head, and Kyle begins screaming, and his eyes turn almost completely red. And you watch very slowly as blood begins to drip from his nose and his body starts to seize. "Come with me to Elysium."
Get that off of him now, and the Baron's gonna kind of pull the courier away.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what is that?
I don't know. But I have a really good educated guess that if you open this, a lot more people are going to get sick. And whatever is making your friend sick, something the Prince did. Probably to get you out of their hair, because you are very annoying.
But I'm memorable. So they sent that here to unleash it on us. So it's some sort of that magic bullshit that some of them can do.
I mean, the ones that can do it taste really good. That's as much as I can get you. And you know, when you snack on a few of them, sometimes you pick up a thing or two, like sort of through osmosis. Or so whatever the version of osmosis blood is.
So if I open that, say in Elysium, it's like setting off a bomb, but...
Well,
magic?
I'm not condoning that, because clearly the Prince's child knew something was wrong, right? I'm just saying, I'm not a fighter, I'm a driver. So, like, if you could, like, just put on your big girl pants and agree to come with me to Elysium, that'd be swell.
Are you asking me for a ride, sugar?
I'm asking you to give a shit about your city, I guess. Or I'll just hold on to the message until you fix my RV, and then you can do whatever the fuck you want. Your choice.
Take you back to Elysium. I'm going from there. How's that sound?
Well, it sounds just swell. That is where we're going to end our session 3, Abandoned Streets, for this evening. Thank you everyone so much for participating. The final episode of Blood on the Wind will be next Sunday. We will have Vin back as Prince Troy Duval, Toreador Prince of Nashville, and because of your choice, we will have Az back as the Bruja Baron Brandy James of Nashville, and we'll see what happens in Elysium with a mysterious message, and you know, everyone's friends here. Kindred famously get along. I want to thank you so much for being here, for participating, and just being the wonderful Eldritch Bean that you are. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
If you want to do an outro to the chat, please go for it.
Yeah, once again, as I was, social media, I'm funny. You should check out my TikToks and such. I'm very much into tabletop gaming, if you haven't figured that out.
Mm-hmm.
You can catch me on Bane of Blood and in Berlin Bloodlines, which are Rolling Nomads has that going out on YouTube right now. And Bane and Blood will be having episode 2 premiere tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right. Thank you, everyone. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.